of our Torah. In this week's Parsha, speaking about births and all that, we have the, the first thing Avram does after the death, after he buries Sarah, is he decides he has to get a wife for Yitzhak. Sarah dies, and basically what we see in this week's Parsha is that it's moving from the one generation to the next. And in order for this to happen, he has to prepare the next generation. That means Yitzhak has to get married. And it's a very important issue for us, is that, yes, it was a tragedy that Sarah died at a relatively young age. In those days, 127 is very young. But he has to prepare now. Yitzhak has to get married because the next generation has to take over. Avram has done his job. If you'll notice in the Parsha, after this whole thing with sending Eliezer to get a wife for Yitzhak, Avram basically disappears from the story until he dies. And then we have a note that he dies, and that's the last we know. But basically, Avram moves from the spotlight, and Yitzhak is now in the spotlight. Yitzhak is the next generation. And Avram knows, okay, I've done my thing, I've prepared the next generation, I've done my job, and time for me to move on. And it's one of the hardest things for a lot of leaders to acknowledge is that it's time to go. There's many leaders that hang on way beyond the sell date, as it were. What? A few. No, but the thing is, they don't have, say, for instance, we have I think it's the 22nd Amendment, which limits how long a president can be in office. That you're not there permanently. You always have to remember when you're the leader, there's going to be a new leader after you. It's your job to also train the new leader to make sure the new leader can take over. And that is one of the most important things. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention also that here in the United States, today is Veterans Day. And here again, you have the issue that a soldier knows that he is replaceable. All soldiers are replaceable. That, it's an important issue that that the goal is to do the mission. Doesn't matter if you get credit or not. That's irrelevant. But today being Veterans Day, we should honor those people who serve, whether here or in Israel, etc., that they do a mission and they give up a certain amount of their lives so that others can live in peace and security. As in the words of George Orwell, you live secure in, it's not the exact quote, but you live secure in your homes because there are young men willing to commit violence in your name. And it's something to think about. So as I say, it's something to think about. We still have,